We are in give me your dollar.
I know. What sif, Rabbi?
Your dollar, 14. I was just in Brownsville. Mama's in the neighborhood. Beautiful neighborhood. Only one family houses, the whole neighborhood. And there was it seems like some Lubavitcher guy built a big apartment house over there. Mm-hmm. And the young guy that live in Brownsville rented like they have stores on the bottom. So they rented the corner of the store made a show over there.
Mm-hmm. Who's the Ma'agan over there? Who runs it?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
I don't know who's the Ma'agan. It was a fault.
It's 100 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. The last time the Frummer Yidden lived there, it was almost 100 years ago.
All the Lubavitcher over there, those years, lived there because they couldn't afford Crown Heights. Because Crown Heights was $15,000 a house.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
85 years, 52 years.
85?
No, over there it was $6,000 a house, you know. You parked the car,
I was born
You parked the car, no?
I didn't park.
No, because
It's weird. Park where it's not double park.
I double parked. I'll
Yeah, I'll do it. Anyways, it's anyways recording.
Okay. Take my keys in.
1940.
Okay. So we're going to hear yesterday about matzah shira. That matzah shira is it's not chametz. The problem with it is that it's mamayla hachmetz, but the matzah shira itself is not chametz. So there are people that on Erev Pesach they eat matzah shira. You can't. They want to have a suda, and they don't have. Our minhag is that we take some two small rolls, two small challah, and we keep them on the side, and we eat them, and then we clear everything away. But there's people that they eat matzah shira, but they take two matzahs, al tzarech mishnah. But he says later, he said that after Shor Asidus is already a shayla if you are to eat matzah shira. Not mitzad regular matzah that you could be yaitze, you're not allowed to eat at all out of Pesach. But matzah shira, mitzad matzah you're allowed to, but then it comes a problem that you wouldn't have an appetite to eat matzah later, so they have to stop. So now he says in Yedalad, V'im hischilu lecho matzah shira kaidem shor asidus. If you started, we just said that you can't eat it after shor asidus, but if they started before, ain't tzorach hafsek gishetagia shor asidus. Elo yochel hamshel sudasei ad halayla. Could eat it till up to the night. The hainu ad bein hashmoshes shu sapik chashecha. Because then, because it could be that it's already this man of Yontaver, he's definitely not allowed. If you're stopping, so you think you'd have to bench. Ella yamtin acha yia badech hashecha mitam shezbai b'simen tapa and base. That we'll learn later today. But Yifres Mappa ala Shulchan. This is the same idea of a Paris Mappa. It's the Ika place of it is in Hilchos Shabbos, by Erev Shabbos. But over here also you have a question. So he says, V'oz Yifres Mappa ala Shulchan, L'chasas Apas, Ad Racha Kiddush, Mitam Shes Ba'ai B'sim Reish Ayin Aleph. Reish Ayin Aleph is the dinim of Kiddush by Shabbos. V'yayim Kiddush Hayayin ala Kais, al Kais Rishon, that should be the first Kais. The Kiddush that you're making by the Dalit Kaises, the first Kais is Kiddush. So that will be the first of the 4 Kaises. V'lo Yivarech Olav, Kivan Shehu Oymed Be'emtza Suda. He drank wine already before. So Meli's Be'emtza Suda. So when he makes the Kiddush, he doesn't make a bracha B'rei Priyagofen. He just makes a bracha of Asher Keshan V'Rasabona we make on a Yontav. Barakach Yema Haggadah Al Kai Sheni. Then he has the second case with Haggadah. V'gam ken lo yivarach olav. U'fi minig Medina Sego she'is bayim tzarech yivarach bein Al Kai Rishon and bein Al Kai Sheni. That's a different question. If you have to make, well, we feel that we do make a separate bracha on each one. Mitam she'is bayishon. V'achakach yivarach al achilas matzah. Then he could eat the matzah. Al lechem aini. Because he was in the middle of the Suda when Kivan Shehi B'emtza Suda, below you see a data kalm be'achila, Kamash's by calls up a similar Ayin the Indian from Paris Mapo Makadish.
He wasn't Mashiach Das after the whole Haggadah?
He didn't say that, Gordon. We're talking about a person. We're talking about a person that was eating on Erev Pesach.
I understand that, but it says over here that he on the Al Kol Sheni he should say the Haggadah.
Yeah. Though.
Mashiach Das will be from.
Yes, he's saying Yema Haggadah Al Kol Sheni, so he's not Mashiach Das.
Kiddush you make before. Always make Kiddush before.
Matzah Ashira you make Hamaitzi? I guess if you kaveh Suda.
If you eat a kaveh Suda, could it just like on cake? It's interesting. I don't have it now, but somebody made a for the Balbatim people. This year Matzah Shabbos, you're going to make the Haggadah. You're going to make the Seder. When is it going to start? If somewhere about 9 o'clock.
At the earliest.
Now, you know, people come for the Seder in the Chabad houses. So you're going to have them there. Either they're not going to come or they're going to walk away. So there's a whole Seder that they made for these people. How, because the shayla is that you can't have Kiddush before Tzedek HaChavim because the Kais Rishon is like by Erev Teichel Matzos, and the same thing the Dalit Kaises has to be by Erev. So the whole Seder it looks strange, but they made it. It was made by in Yerushalayim. There's a Rabbi Deitch in the old city. There's a Kogel. He's the Rosh Kogel. Okay. Now we're getting to the actual Seder. Dina HaSeiber v'Dalit Kaises u'Boy Gam v'Dalit Sifrim. Yesh Shulchan Aruch meBay Joim. K'dei lahaschil HaSeider miyad kishetechshach.
We can't do it now because it's
so this is get at Geboren when the Pesach is in the middle of the week.
Right.
Ve'af im hu b'beis HaMedrash. If he's either 11th out of Pesach, Yokum miyad kishetechshach. He should write as soon as it gets dark. He should get ready to go home and start working on the Seder. That the children shouldn't fall asleep, so you have to start early. V'atayra Amra, v'galat Rabbi Yemahu, that this is the whole purpose, or the main purpose. Umikol makom, la'yamai la'hasro ha'kiddush kaidan she'yeh v'adech shechem. You shouldn't, the kiddush, you can't make before chashechem. Af api she'b'shah yom toivim yochel adam l'haisef v'chol al kaidush l'kadosh v'lechem b'bayjayim. You could make kiddush ready, light the candles and everything. Mikol makom b'Pesach eini yochel l'asas kengel p'shachilas matzah hukshel achilas Pesach. Shenama al matzahs and b'roidim yachlu. ובפסח נאמר באוכלוס הבוסר בלילה הזה. זה בלילה ממש at night. וכיוון שאכילס מצה שהיא מן התורה אין אלא בלילה, ולכן יש גם כן כל ארבע כיסס שתקנה רחם אין אלא בלילה. מזמן הרוי לאכילס פסח. Because there has to be the time of eating Pesach. שכל מה שתקנו Chachamim ke'en shel Torah tiknun. V'koi shel kiddush hu echad min arba kaises. It's one, the first. V'ficha tzarech b'layla mamish v'loi b'masha haisef machal al-kaidish. Even if you start earlier, but you can't make kiddush earlier. Mishu oval afilu al ovel b'imay. So the question is, how does he conduct himself? He says, Chayev l'hosev. He's mechuyev in hasefer. He can't use that as a reason not to do hasefer. Sharei misha orvu shiva rashoy l'hosev al mitosay. Afilu b'chol she'ein chayev b'kfiyas hamita ela tek shiva. We don't do kfiyas hamita today. Afilu nikba meisei be'erev Pesach. So he started the first day, he says, and the first day is a deraisa. Mikol makom kadesh miyad. I'm sorry, miyad shehigia haPesach botla mimeno velu shiva, because the Pesach takes away the yontif, the shiva. Im nog avelu sho'ar kain magayim. If he,
as long as he started before him.
Yeah, kamay she'nizbaya b'yoredeya. Avalim way nog avelas b'leil kaidim haPesach. And that means he's an einin really, even though there's no aninus on Shabbos and Yom Tov, but he's in the realm of an einin. Chal kaidim haPesach be'inyan shadayin lebotl mamish, because if he started the avelas, so then it takes over the rest of it. But if it didn't start, it doesn't do anything. Noigim shleila hasa chal Pesach. L'fi shechoshen hasei v'zu me'advorim shebetzino shu noig oisem b'regel k'moshe izbayim. There's a din by avelas that at Moshe Shabbos and Yom Tov, even if there's no din of avelas, but the dvorim shebetzino are also. So this is considered a dvorim shebetzino. K'moshe by if he wears a kittel, she'oiv shem b'shas asiyas asaydim, she'beged zeh hu beged mesim. B'oiv shem oisay l'achniya ha'leiv, she'loi tazur datay machmas ha'simcha, v'acheres she'oisim b'leil zeh. In other words, is to hold him back, that he shouldn't forget about his avelos, because he didn't say, Chayev ha'ovo b'halal shebelayla zeh av she'ein noigim likir halal b'beis ha'ovo mikol makom halal zeh chay b'hu. Av ha'pisha b'chol ha'shor ha'toivu mai b'kelim noim zecher l'chum. You don't show off your expensive things that you have. Mikomak magal pesa toiv lahabes b'kelim noim kiv kaychay. Afilu ha'kelim she'ein tzarech suda. They're just nice silverware that you keep in a break front. Is yisadrim yafa al shulchan v'noig l'zeicha l'chaydas. ואפילו כלים המושכנים בידי מן הנוכרי. Now he gave a loan to a nochri, and the nochri gave him this keli. It may not even be kosher. Is he sadem al shulchan l'noi, v'afim yitza l'ishtamish b'hem, ein b'zem mishul gezel hanochri, v'lei mishum genevis das, k'mashis b'aya b'yere deya. Because it's like a mashkin, and the dinner that the b'choy is kind of mashkin. It's not considered a geneva. It's called in halacha. It's called ribis mitzad echad. It's not an actual ribis. By the Rebbe.
But a guy anyway, it's a mitzvah to take the ribis.
Okay, all right. By the Rebbe, they had a keli from the Alter Rebbe that they used to serve soup in it. And by the Seder, and they would pass around this bowl like a bowl, and everyone would take a spoon of soup from it. That was
Three spoons.
Huh?
3 spoons.
3 spoons. Okay, rather good. Okay. Maybe the hungry took 3 spoons.
And the Rebbe had a silver kaida on bottom of his.
The Rebbe was the only one that had a kaida.
Silver
Everyone had a napkin.
But the minig, see, some people say that the minig Chabad is not to take no silver, and the minig Chabad is not to have no.
I'm telling you.
Two different things. Dvarim noim al shulchan is one thing, and a silver kaira is only the nasi.
The Rebbe had a silver kaida. But we put on top of the matzah, we put a cloth, and on top of the cloth we put out the simanim that go over on it. But the Rebbe had a keli. And so speaking about the Rebbe's Seder, I mentioned yesterday to someone, I'll say it over, I said already, that they used to invite people to the Rebbe, but Friedrich Rebbe, they used to invite, so usually there was the bochum that would help out by the Seder, the Brickmans did that. They would tell, like the Rebbeson or what, that, who's here from the Ochem. You know, it's hard to invite a family man. He has to go home with his family to run the Seder. But if they came here, you know, a yochid, so they didn't invite him, not a choshev person. So it seems like they served borscht on Pesach. There's a minute to eat borscht because the borscht has a shagas with machmetzes, with zoyateg. It begins to like ferment. So the Tzid that was invited, he gave borscht, so he started dipping the matzah in the borscht. You know, he liked it, you know, and everybody's looking at him, you know, and he doesn't know what's happening. Well, why are you looking at me? You know, it was a very strange setup over there. So the Friedrich Rebbe noticed it, and the Friedrich Rebbe said, "Besser as the matzahs are being right, wie the panims are being right."
Yeah.
You know, don't embarrass the person. That Chagav talking about dipping matzah, I may have told this story once, but there was once a yid, another man, that was traveling around to raise some money. So what used to be was Friday night, the Baal Batim would pick their people, you know, they pick the people to come home with them, and you know, so there was this other man that was invited by a gevir, and they were hungry from a whole week, and they served a big challah on the table, and then they served soup. So he was pulling out the inside of the challah and dipping it into the soup, you know, and mamash at tzachapkolept, you know, and the Baal Boss is looking at him, you know, it's a strange table manner. So the Baal Boss wanted to hint him, you know, to stop. So he says, you know, ich ständig hat a kashe, was wird Eibisch gedacht, spalten dem Yam. He could have given each person a challah, and each one should dip the challah into the yam, and eat the challah with the water, and mit euch drücken in den Yam. So the Yid says to the Balabas, if Yid, it's vergessen, als ich beim Pesach mit gekannt habe. Okay, let's see one more over here. V'yochen mokem meshavai she'yeshiv ba'aseva. You should prepare the place, with a pillow. Derech chaydes, gederech, shamalochem, v'agadoyim, oichem. L'fi she'bekol dor v'dor, chayiv odom l'hares es atzmoin, ki'ilu hu, ata yetze mishiva Mitzrayim, like just like he's coming out of Mitzrayim. שנאמר בעבוזה עושה השם לי וצייסים במצרים. ועדו בזה ציב הקדוש ברוך הוא וזכרת כי עבד לא ייסע במצרים כאילו אתה בעצמכם you yourself as though הייסע במצרים עבד ונבדסו and you were redeemed ויצא סלחיידס לפי רצורך נעשס כל מעשה לילה זה דרך חיידס כמו שיסבר the only she'eng karem v'kasser. A poor man that doesn't have a pillow to lean on them. Mikom mokem yeshev al hasapso v'loy al hakaka. Most of those days, you didn't have tables with chairs and everything, So the poor man would end up sitting in the corner there on the earth. כבשאר גמויס השונה. ואם אפשר לסמוך על ירך של חברו, to lean on his chaver's shoulder, הרי זה נקרא הססה, that's called הסבר. אבל לא יסמוך על ירך עצמו, he shouldn't lean on his own, מפני שנראה כדויג, that's looks like he's worrying about something. ואין זה דרך חיידס, that's not חיידס. וכשהוא מסב, he shouldn't lay on his back, in other words, lay flat on his back, and not on his face. He should lean on the left side, why is it, in other words, those that lean, that do this, that understand this thing, they don't do it. Why don't they do it? When you eat, you have to lean on the right. Now, why is that? That has to do with the digestive system. A person has two pipes. One is a windpipe, and one is a food pipe. That's the corner and the veshet. And it's a dangerous if you lean on the side where the food pipe is, so the food may go down. I'm saying on the windpipe, the food may go down to the corner, and that could be very dangerous. So therefore, you lean on the left side. And incidentally, if someone is a lefty, it makes no difference.
Yes, the lean on
He
the
still
left
has to lean on the right. There's certain things that a lefty, certain things that a lefty has to do, like everybody else, because it's the built of the body. The body and where the pipes are the same by righty or by lefty. Ve'im yata al yaminai yeh haveshet. It says over here, yeh haveshet milmata. So they're like lined up together, so it'll be on top of it. On top of the pipe, there's like a cap, and the cap opens up and closes all by itself. That's the bria, how they create. So he said, if you lean the wrong way, so it'll cause the cap to open, and the food can go in, and it'll be a danger. That's good. Even someone who's a lefty, when it comes to a saber, is Yosef al small, Shehi small shall call Adam, the same as by every person. Okay.